Hey everybody, my name's Eric Davidson. I'm on the phone or Zoom, I guess, today with Wesley from Puppy Pals Live, coming to Loose Center for the Arts on February 8th. We decided to get together and ask a few questions about the show and answer some things that you guys have been asking us. Wesley, welcome to Loose Center.
Yeah.
Clearly, you haven't been here before, but we are excited to have you today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to share a little bit about Puppy Pals, and our team is definitely very excited to come play your theater up there. It's always a treat when we get to the New England area. The audiences are amazing.
Awesome. Well, so let's say we have a first-time Puppy Pal family that has never gotten to see your show on
Oh,
America's Got Talent or any of those other great places.
yeah.
Uh, how would you describe the show in one sentence?
In one sentence, that's hard because the show is so many things, but it's family fun is what I would say. And it's there's something for everybody. And the dogs are just so adorable. I know that's more than one sentence, but there's so much in the show. There's surprises, there's planned moments, there's, you know, moments that the adults will catch and the kids won't catch. And the kids, there's stuff that's specifically for the kids. So there's so much in this show jam-packed into that, hour and a half of their time at the theater.
Great. So many of the dogs in the show are rescues. Why is that
Absolutely.
such an important part of what you guys do?
I think what's so important about Puppy Pals is it is a production, it is a show, but there is a deeper meaning behind it, which is these rescue dogs, and they're all given second chances. And I think that it's a bigger story beyond dogs. I mean, that is so important to us that there are so many dogs out there that are looking for homes. But, a second chance and you see what they do with it, it's inspiring. So people even have come up to us after the show and be like, you know, that inspires me to, keep going and keep trying because all these dogs at one point weren't wanted, and they're from all over. The dogs come from one's from California, one's from Wisconsin, one's from Florida. So these are really dogs from rescues all over the country, and they all have their own unique story. And I think that's what the people latch on to, the people love so much about our show is that it's personal. The people will learn who the dogs are. They're not going to just know the dog by their breed. By the end of the show, they're going to know the dog by their name.
Yeah, I mean, I know for me personally, I have three dogs, and
Yeah.
each one of them definitely has their own personality.
Yeah.
How much of this
Absolutely.
show with that is planned versus reacting to what the dogs do in the moment?
Well, working with animals, anything can happen at any given time. But I always tell anybody that I'm ever training for the show that that's the beauty of our show is the best moments are the spontaneous moments that you did not think were going to happen. Whether that's a dog that decides to not do the trick and the audience loves it, or they decide to do the trick at the time they're not supposed to do the trick at. I mean, the dogs love what they do in our show. So they know the show actually, like to the beat, to the music.
That's
So if you hit the wrong music cue at the wrong time, they'll go and do a trick. They're so intelligent, but we definitely do have spontaneous moments that are planned, and then there's some that just happen. It's animals, and that's the best part about it. I mean, they're so lovable that when they do something wrong, it really isn't anything
yeah,
wrong, you
it's
know?
it's
So,
still adorable. It's still
yeah,
cute. Yeah.
yeah.
For parents deciding whether this show is right for themselves and their kids, what would you want them to know?
Yeah, I think it's clean, family-friendly entertainment for everyone. Everyone's going to have a great time. In this day and age, America loves dogs more than people.
Hmm.
And so you're going to have a great time when you come out. It's totally clean. There's, something that little kids who, can't even walk will enjoy. And there's jokes and humor in there that the 90-year-olds in the audience will enjoy as well. So we always say 2 to 92, everybody will enjoy the show.
Love it. Now, speaking of that, how do kids usually react during a performance compared to the adults in the room?
Yeah, our show is very interactive. So the kids are usually up on their feet, interactive. They're screaming, they're chanting. They definitely have their favorite dog by the time we're like 20 minutes in. And I think the kids love the show so much and they fall in love with these characters, these personalities. Because I always tell people nowadays, my goal when I started Puppy Pals was never to create the best dog show there ever was but the most personable dog show and the show that connects with the audience. So I think we've done a good job of that so far. We're always working on new things, but at the same time, I think it deeply connects with these kids and it's current. So we try to keep our tracks, our trends, our stuff in our show current with what's going on in this day and age. Stuff that might have been great 10 years ago. It's not this generation, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, they're the 6, 7 generation, right? So
Although that's dying, I hear a little bit.
it's dying. It's dying now. Yes, it is dying
We
now.
reclaimed it as adults.
There you go. There you go. So,
So Loose Center for the Arts is a fairly small, intimate theater,
yes.
1,000 seats. The furthest seat from the stage is only 90 feet away from the stage, so everyone has a good view. How does that help when you're bringing puppy pals into an intimate theater like this instead of a large arena or a stadium or a fairground?
I think it just helps us connect even further with our audience. And there is so many moments in our show where we actually ask the theater to bring up the light so we can see people face to face, And I think that's so awesome. In a small intimate theater like this, the level of connection, the level of people feeling like they know these dogs by the end of the show is so much easier than playing a theater. We play theaters all the time with 5,000, 6,000 seats, which is awesome. It's incredible when it's full of people who are screaming Rudy's name. But, I think the face-to-face interaction, the up closeness, and the fact that because it is a smaller theater, people can actually come up and meet the dogs after the show. That's sweet to me.
Yeah, that's cool. So you mentioned Rudy. He's the first dog that's gotten mentioned. Is there a
Uh,
particular dog in the show that consistently steals the show?
well, in different ways. Rudy is just a lover. He's our jumper. You can see the wall of fame back here. This is Rudy here.
Yeah.
And then with Gizmo, this is actually Gizmo over here. And he's our little comedian. And then this is Cash. He's one of the OG puppy pals. He's actually not on the road right now, but he's one
Oh,
of the original puppy pals.
yeah.
But every single dog has their own personality, and every single one steals the show in their own way. Like a dog will go and roll over, and they weren't even supposed to be out on stage, and that's chill you know and then we'll have we just have so many fun moments, and we try to make those for the audience. So I'd say I personally have a dog that I think steals the show every time, but I won't give it away, because if I give it away, then it's not a surprise for you guys.
We'll wait and see, and we'll all make our own decisions then.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Everybody has a favorite at the end of the show, and I think that says a lot about our show,
Yeah.
because
And they're all different.
everybody everybody has a different favorite
Right.
about after the show. They're like, this was my favorite. That was my favorite. Versus generally with most shows, you can pick a favorite moment that everybody's going to enjoy. With our show, everybody has something different, because there are so many different breeds of dogs, so many different personalities. And most times people are associating that with
Yeah.
their dog at home.
That's cool. Drive home. We've seen the show. We've enjoyed all that Loose Center has. What do you hope that families talk about on their drive home from Puppy Pals?
I always say I would like the families to have dropped their worries at the door, just had a great time for 2 hours. It's nonstop fun. It's big, simple fun, in the most extravagant way. And I hope when they're going home, they're just having a conversation with their family at that, because nowadays we don't have that too much with phones and stuff. And this moment to step out of your phones, to come and just enjoy live entertainment, and then after the show to have a conversation. I think
Yeah.
that's big for us. And that's what I always say to our team members. It's about creating that conversation when they go home and they all talk about their favorites. What was their favorite part of the show, and what did you enjoy? Because nowadays, like I said, we're all stuck with our head in our phone. And if we can create that genuine conversation of just, we had a great time, and what was your favorite, then we've done our job.
I talk with colleagues all the time about how magical it is that theater exists because it's one of the very few times in life where every patron is just focused on the same thing. And you're not checking your phone every 5 minutes. You're not checking an email. You're not doing those types of things. You're just able to engage and kind
Yeah.
of forget about the outside world for a little bit,
Yeah.
which we all
Yep.
need sometimes.
Yep.
Um, So
That's
yeah,
what I always encourage. I said, like there's so many problems in everyday life. Come to our show, drop your worries at the door, and just come and have a great time. And if we can do that, and we can promote rescue dogs, and people can come and meet the dogs and just have a good time, I think that's what it's really all about.
yeah. All right. So we got the wrap up. Let's talk
Yeah,
about pre-show. What are our
you bet.
dogs doing? What are their rituals? Obviously, they have a little bathroom break, which all of our patrons should do too. What are the
Yeah.
other pre-show rituals that the dogs do?
Well, they definitely have a schedule. So they definitely come in just a couple minutes before the show because they get so riled up about it being showtime that it gets pretty wild. But the dogs definitely know that it is showtime when they walk in the theater and they're going wild. Our last track before we start is YMCA. And when the YMCA is on, the dogs know they're about to run on stage. So they are so smart. But, pre-show rituals, they get a walk, they come in, they get some water, they get into their, on the side of the stage, we have all their little houses that they stay in during the show. So then they go in there and then they come, they know the show so well. They, like I said, so they know we're starting. And I also would encourage people to show up early this year because something we're not doing something new that we are doing that we have not done in the past is we have what we're calling pre-show palooza, which is it's a pre-show that starts 30 minutes before the show.
Nice.
So you show up and we have our host who goes out and does interactive activities with the audience, does tricks for them. They might be able to come up on stage. We have a little dance party. So it's a little interactive fun on top of the show already, and it's completely free with the ticket.
Awesome. Yeah. And all
Yeah.
Loose Center shows start exactly on time. So you definitely want to make sure that if you can't make it for the pre-show ritual that you're
Yeah.
here for the downbeat right on time.
That's right. That's right. We will start on time and we'll let the dogs out.
Yes, yes. Well,
Yeah.
Wesley, thank you so much for joining us today. We can't wait to have Puppy Pals live here on February 8th at Loose Center for the Arts. Any last minute things that you want to throw in that we might need to know before the show?
No, no, come out, have a great time. Say hello to everybody. We appreciate you coming out and enjoying shows at the Loose Center.
Awesome. All right. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.